In 1881, Eugène Paul Louis Schueller was born in Paris. The son of two devoted pastry store owners. He was becoming an incredibly diligent and ambitious young man. Not only did he do well in all of his classes, but he also got up early every day to help his parents make pastries. A pretty unremarkable start for someone who will go on to amass one of the world's greatest fortunes after completing his bachelor's degree, which is roughly comparable to 2 years of college. In 1900, Eugène enrolled at the Institute of Applied Chemistry. Once again, he excelled and finished at the top of his class. After graduating in 1904, he worked as a laboratory assistant at the Sorbonne. He appeared to be planning a future as a university researcher. But, while that was admirable, it was not financially rewarding. Suddenly something happened that would forever alter the path of his life. One day, the proprietor of a well-known barbershop dropped by Eugène's lab. The man was looking for assistance in producing synthetic hair color. Hair dyes were not frequently used by French ladies at the time, owing to the fact that the majority of the concoctions were toxic and hurt the scalp. Eugène decided to become the barber's technical advisor because he saw it as a potential business opportunity. Even yet, the ambitious young man despised the idea of working under someone else's commands so quickly, so he severed relations and went it alone. At a rented space near the Tuileries Gardens, Eugène began experimenting with hair dyes. Even though his first attempts failed, he was sure that his scientific knowledge could change the beauty market. Eugène was constantly changing the formulations, and he even tested the dye on his own hair, though it took a long time. He had finally created a product that he was pleased with. Eugène had been experimenting with hair dyes for 2 years by this point, in the year 1909. In the attacking half, he formed the Société Française de Ventures, but that was a mouthful. He quickly changed it to L'Oréal. L'Oréal was both a homophone for Oriole, a trendy hairstyle at the time, and a play on the words aureole or halo. The dining room doubled as a demonstration area, while the bedroom doubled as a laboratory. Eugène did everything alone as a sole proprietor. Evenings were spent creating the products, mornings were spent selling them to Parisian hairdressers, and afternoons were spent delivering the goods. To say he was preoccupied would be an understatement. Still, he had no idea that his small business would grow to become the largest cosmetics company in the world. Eugène had developed a technological breakthrough that promised high-quality, risk-free items for ladies, and it wasn't long before he began distributing his products internationally. L'Oréal products have been offered in Austria and Italy since 1910. In 1914, 6 new markets were added: Hungary, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Eugène began purchasing beauty product companies after World War I. But by the 1930s, he had invested in a lot more than just hair, lotions, and lipsticks. Eugène, you see, was a hard worker and a restless thinker. During the Great Depression, he was always trying out new ideas about how the economy and government should work. He devised a novel concept: proportional pay. He recommended that instead of giving workers an hourly or daily wage, they should be paid in proportion to their output. However, as much as he disliked the reforms, the annual pay break was actually beneficial to his business. Yet it wasn't the only reason L'Oréal was succeeding. During World War II, he also provided financial support and conducted meetings at L'Oréal headquarters for Locke. Locke was a violent anti-communist and fascist-leaning French organization whose head founded a political party that supported Vichy's alliance with the Nazis. Partly because of his interactions with Germans, Eugène's wealth almost quadrupled between 1940 and 1943, when L'Oréal's sales almost quadrupled, and his tax records show that between 1940 and 1943, his personal net income grew by almost 10 times. Eugène was a trailblazer and a dedicated entrepreneur. L'Oréal has succeeded in setting the bar in the beauty market throughout the years. Even though Eugène had ties to the Nazi government in the past, by 1957, the brand had a loyal following among its target demographics. Eugène died at the age of 76, and it seemed that it was up to his daughter Lillian to carry on her father's legacy. Eugène and his wife Louise had their only child, Lillian, in Paris in 1922. Lillian began working as an apprentice at L'Oréal at the age of 15, where she was in charge of labeling bottles and mixing goods. In 1957, a 35-year-old woman named Lillian recently inherited the L'Oréal empire. Eugène was a man of action and a creative spirit after her father died. L'Oréal was now an all-around player in the beauty industry, having successfully added pharmacies to its traditional network of hair salons as a way to sell its products. But, like many big-time industrialists of the 1930s, Eugène believed that women should stay at home and not take jobs from men. When Lillian inherited the L'Oréal empire, it was François Doll who turned the company into a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. The company's international expansion proceeded, and a series of smart brand acquisitions signaled the start of a period of spectacular growth and legendary items. Other major brands were bought during the next 3 decades, including Lancôme, Garnier, and Maybelline, and they continued to invest millions in research and development. Nevertheless, while L'Oréal was gaining popularity, Lillian had always avoided media attention and offered few interviews. She had planned for her only child, François, to inherit the majority of her enormous inheritance. She was preparing to live out her retirement on the interest, which amounted to several $1 million per month under French law. Not bad, although there were a few ugly controversies along the way. It all started in 2007, when François sued Lyon's close friend and celebrity photographer. She accused him of defrauding Lillian and seeking to steal a portion of the family fortune. The dramatic court struggle that ensued sparked a feeding frenzy in the French press. It made public the family's dark secrets, threatened L'Oréal with a foreign takeover, and strained the mother-daughter connection. The case was later dubbed the Bettencourt affair, and the drama lasted until 2015. Bagnier was eventually convicted of taking advantage of Lillian's dementia to gain family assets. Lillian passed away in the fog of Alzheimer's, surrounded by her dogs, caregivers, and servants. She was 1 month shy of her 95th birthday when she died in 2017 and had a net worth of $44.3 billion. For half a century, she was the world's richest woman and the 14th richest individual. Eugène created the framework for a company that would produce creative, high-quality products that are still available today. L'Oréal is still a world leader in the beauty industry. Its products are sold in more than 150 countries around the world. It owns over 36 brands and manufactures thousands of products such as hair color, makeup, body care, skin care, perfume, and François Bettencourt. At the moment, her fortune is thought to be more than $80 billion. Even though François owns 33% of L'Oréal, she spends her time doing things that have nothing to do with the cosmetics business. Have you heard about the world's richest woman? Please share it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more motivational business videos.